So for the Basque National Orchestra to record an all Ravel disc is not only a big challenge, because this is repertoire that people know extremely well. It's been very well recorded. It's been very well performed for as long as the music has been around. And when you choose to go and record a composer's music like Ravel's and his major orchestral works, you have to think long and hard as a performer, as an artist, as an orchestra, as a group of musicians, why do we need to do this? And I think it's very important to recognize that the Basque National Orchestra feels a great kinship with the music of Maurice Ravel. I mean, Maurice Ravel lived 20 minutes away from San Sebastian. Exactly the place in which this concert hall is built used to be an old casino, and we're quite certain that Ravel used to even hang out here in the city and be part of the life of San Sebastian. And it was known that he really very much loved not only being in this city, but also he wasn't just French, he was Basque. And that is a very important thing to recognize. It's not always so well spoken about, but when you look at other pieces of his, like his trio and such, you find exactly Basque rhythms, Basque folk idioms that are hidden inside of this music. And so for us to go and approach this music, not as a French orchestra, not as a Spanish orchestra, but as a Basque orchestra, it's a very important perspective on this music that I think has not really been explored that much. Performing the music of La Valse, or Rhapsody Espagnole, or Albarado Gracioso, these are all pieces which embody not only the most remarkable amount of orchestral techniques and also virtuosity from every single musician on stage, but also this is a music that I think is very appropriate for the times that we're living in. We recorded all of these Ravel works during the COVID pandemic, so we had to take our concert hall here, the Kursaal, and we extended the stage in order to have 90 musicians at a safe 1.5 meters distance, face masks and all, COVID tests and everything, in very, very difficult circumstances. Why do I bring this up? Because the music of La Valse, the music of Rhapsody Espagnole, was about, in many ways, saying goodbye to an old idea, an old Europe, a world that was about to change radically. And we're experiencing another radical change in human history. This pandemic has completely upended everything that we know about life and society and political structures and our health. And there's a great deal of anxiety. And in a way, performing the music of La Valse, for example, as perhaps the most iconic work of this idea, music which is of an old Europe, of a very noble and beautiful style. In a world when Ravel was writing this music, it was about the world going into a world war. And now we are in the midst of a pandemic, a great anxiety in society. And we could feel that in our recording, in our performance. And we try to draw upon that because it is, again, another example of how this amazing composer wrote music that was not just about a particular moment in his history, but rather, I think, a time and a moment in history that will repeat itself in our species' history. We will never not go through new changes. We will never not have radical, abrupt, remarkable revolutions of some sort, whether it's political or whether it's ethical or humanistic or biological in this case. And so in that way, we took this opportunity to take this music and to not only express ourselves and our relationship with this great composer, but also to talk and to perform in a way that references not only how our time has some similarities to the time in which Ravel was writing this music, but also how we as a Basque National Orchestra and myself can comment on this music in a new way. And I hope that you'll find it a very interesting and beautiful and perhaps even vicious and catastrophic set of performances. Thank you.